You and I talked about, a little bit yesterday about what was going to be, unveiled here with the search warrants, and the FBI did have search warrants, and they were looking for what type of the Southern District of New York was looking for, what was involved with Hope Hicks, who used to work for the president, and the president and Cohen involved in any type of situation of a cover-up with the money, paid to Stormy Daniels. And
right.
I think then also
and this started on October 9th, the day after the Access Hollywood tapes dropped. Trump apparently got on the horn and said, hey, there's a couple women who are willing to talk about affairs they had with me. Let's pay them off. Cohen ran with it. Pecker took one of them, Karen McDougal, and paid her off. And Michael Cohen paid off Stormy Daniels. And, they had multiple phone calls about it, including the phone call on the day that the check finally cleared, which was, I think, October 29th. This was, a week before the election.
Right.
Donald Trump engaged in a massive illegal cover-up. Now, you were a member of Congress. If you had done that when you were in the House of Representatives, what would have happened? Would you have gone to jail?
Well, I can tell you right now, I filed a form that was not correct on the money, and I went to jail for that. And I actually filed the form. I didn't not file it. So
right.
Yes,
So you went to jail for a campaign finance. You were involved in the whole Jack Abramoff thing, and you went to jail for a campaign finance violation, which was small compared to what Donald Trump. We just saw the documentation on what he did.
Right. So to answer your question, of course I would have went to jail a lot longer than I went for the golf trip. No question about that of the filing.
Yeah.
Anybody would. I mean, if a person utilized their campaign money, a member of Congress, to actually pay off somebody involving, a situation where they were either being blackmailed or a sexual situation or anything, that is a big use of personal use of campaign funds, which is the number one no-no in a campaign.
Yeah, and if I recall from reading your book, Sideswiped, you went to jail over what was around $5,000, and you didn't even realize that it was happening. Right,
and and things happen, but if they want to really look into it, yes, there was a difference of $5,000 on a form that I filed. Actually, Tom, if I had not filed the form, I would have been okay, but filing the form caused the problem, and then it's a fraud, and it's a fraud on a federal document. So if you look at this is clearly fraud on a federal document because they had to follow back up. Remember, when you're in the campaign, you have to list what you spend and your expenditures of the campaign. I don't think covering up a sexual situation was ever listed on their campaign accounts.
Yeah, somehow I doubt it. Whereas you actually listed, yes, I went to Scotland and played golf with Jack Abramoff, and boom, they came after you. And I think they came after you because, frankly, you spoke Farsi, you'd lived in Iran, you'd worked in Iran, and the Iranians came to you and said, we would like to recognize Israel and cut a deal with the Bush administration, and you passed that information along to the Bush State Department, and boom, a few months later, they were throwing your butt in jail, if I'm remembering correctly.
Dick Cheney was unhappy, and it involved Dallas Fisher, who did the waterboarding cover-up for Alberto Gonzalez. I wrote a whole chapter on it called The Perfect Storm. I did some dumb things, but then, of course, there were some other influences there. But I think it clearly points out that, people have been convicted for different discretions and campaign finance discretions over the years. This one, the FBI sought the warrant because of involvement and collusion. So I don't understand why something didn't lead to a charge being filed on the FEC, the Federal Elections Commission. That's
well, apparently that's the direction it was going until Bill Barr became Attorney General, and within 3 weeks of his becoming Attorney General, they dropped all the charges. In fact, they stopped the investigation. The Trump organization was supposed to be deposed, and they suddenly said, oh, we don't need to talk to you. So Bill Barr, cover-up artist, strikes again. Bob, we got 30 seconds. What else is up?
Oh, I wanted to mention about the rally. Even some right bloggers have called it disgusting, what was said there. But I also want to point out, knowing strategy in the Republicans and the Trump administration, he likes this. He likes the engagement of Trump versus the squad versus Pelosi, and it's almost like he's trying to hijack the Democratic primary at this point in time by keeping this. This is not the end of it. You will see more of him trying to make this about him during the Democratic primary for president.
Amazing. Amazing. Bob, always great talking with you. Bob Ney, thank you so much. And his book is Sideswiped if you want to read all about it. It's an amazing book. I mean, he lays out actual crimes that John Boehner, Bob, committed?
John Boehner.
Yeah. Actual crimes that you're willing to testify to. You write it in the book. I'm willing to testify.
I would tomorrow.
Yep, there you go.